Wisconsin's new voter ID law has colleges and universities looking to make sure students are eligible to vote.
The new law goes into effect next year. Now, students without Wisconsin identification at UWGB will now be able to get free IDs in order to be able to vote, but not all campuses have the problem solved as voters prepare to go to the polls in 2012. College campuses attract students from across the state and different parts of the country. The new voter ID law makes voting at local polling places a bit more complicated for some.
Yeah, the law is a little bit confusing, I think, for students who tend to be perhaps more transient.
UWGB students from out of state or those without a Wisconsin driver's license will now be able to get a free photo ID that meets state requirements in order to vote. The school will also make available verification of enrollment statements, also required for those from out of the area to vote locally.
We feel very good that we now have a solution in place that is approved by the GAB as compliant with the law and which should facilitate student voting.
Critics of the new voter ID law contend it isn't necessary, that voter fraud wasn't a problem in Wisconsin. Some students feel it'll only make voting more difficult.
Having this bill being passed, it just took away more opportunities for students. Our campus was one of the first ones to actually say, hey, we need to look at this. We need to help our students vote or be able to vote if they so choose.
UWGB is making it as easy as possible with picture IDs available in a matter of minutes. UW-Madison and 4 other UW campuses will also offer the free IDs. Madison officials say the cost at the flagship campus will run $100,000 over 5 years. But at UWGB, officials don't expect the small number needing the IDs to cost much of anything. Other campuses like St. Norbert College and De Pere are still waiting for a final ruling by the state on what is allowable for voter identification under the law. Political science professor Charlie Jacobs recommends students plan on voting absentee to avoid any hassles.
At least the prudent student should probably register in their home city in the state and then ask for an absentee ballot. This way it guarantees them the ability to vote on Election Day.
And with the presidential election set for 2012, when the law goes into effect, schools and students should study up on the voting requirements now. Northeast Wisconsin Technical College began issuing new IDs this fall that comply with state requirements for voter ID. They have a photo, a signature, and a 2-year expiration date.